Everybody get up.
Welcome to Body Shop TV. I'm your host, Body Mechanic, and Chella is indisposed this moment, but hopefully we'll hear from her later. And Body Shop is all about wellness and relationships and the longevity of both. We bring a lot of interesting topics to the table, and today we have a very, very special guest on the show today. And we're going to call this the Throwdown. I guess you can call it kind of like coal and ice would be a good way to announce it. This is the owner of Madhouse TV, Tom Mealy. Tom?
How are you?
I'm excellent. This has been a long time coming, Tom.
Yeah, it is. But if I'm going to be on this show, I need to get something straight before we even start.
Okay.
This goes down here, and this stays up. Because I seen you come out with that other cup, and I got to be honest with you. I mean, if we're going to do this, it's the Body Shop versus Madhouse TV.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
All right, so there you go.
Hold on a second here.
Oh, God.
So, Tom, what's good?
What do you got in there?
This one or this one?
No, that thing down there.
Right here?
Yeah.
This is medicinal mushrooms. Actually, this particular mushroom is...
Can I see the smell? Sure.
Yes. I want you to smell it. It smells like earth.
I'm going to tell you what that smells like. All right. You know what I don't understand about this is you come in here week after week, and listen, I love the two of you.
I'm feeling hot flashed. I think I'm going to take my jacket off for this because I feel it's going to
take that T-shirt off too. When you come in here, you guys talk about health, wellness, love, passion, this and that. I need to really ask you, do you really, truly, because I seen you eat some stuff in the other room that didn't fit into what you're doing.
Wait a minute, no, that wasn't me.
Oh, no, it was.
Oh, you didn't see me.
No, I know, yeah.
No, I might have been carrying it.
No, I did. You know, because I want to ask you, do you really believe in what you do? Seriously.
It's funny you say that, because I do get asked that question occasionally. You know, when I embarked upon this journey of wellness, I had bouts with illness, even in my family.
How long ago was that?
About 14 years ago. I was on Wall Street. I was in the middle of my career.
I didn't ask you about your career. I'm wondering about how you feel with your body.
Right now?
Yeah.
I feel like a 17-year-old. There's an old adage that we hear. It says, we say...
But how do I know that this is true? I mean, you can't... You're telling me you feel like... I feel like I'm in my 20s. I feel good for my age. All right? But prove to me how you feel so good.
I guess the only way to kind of, you would have to be around me to actually see what I do. I'll give you an example. This morning, what time does your day start?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock? What did you do for the first hour?
I got up, I had a cup of coffee, I watched the news, I went into the sunroom, I waited for my lovely wife to come down, make me nice breakfast, bacon and eggs, put a fire on, had the dog next to me. How do you start your morning?
That's pretty awesome.
It is awesome.
And are we similar in age? I'm 53. How old are you? If you don't mind sharing?
Very close.
Close, right?
Yeah.
Give or take.
I don't want to embarrass you because I know I look a lot better, but
okay, all right.
How did you start your morning?
I woke up at 7 o'clock.
Right, so you're an hour after
right?
me.
Prepared my food.
What'd you have?
I had 7 eggs.
7?
7. Hold on a second. That's 1, 2, 3,
no, but did
4,
you crack
5,
the eggs?
6,
Did you cook the eggs? Because I know, like Rocky. Oh, speaking of Rocky, I got something for you. I was able to dig up some photographs of Lloyd, the body mechanic. I'm sorry. And if I can, Vicki, I don't know if we have this set. Can we get the picture I found of Lloyd recently? Can we get that up on the screen? Are we able to do it? All right, yeah, there he is. There he is with the Jackson 5s. If you see him, he's all the way up there in the far right in the back. Now, he doesn't like to let you see these, but we got more. All right, so he's talking about this body situation. Let's put up, there he is with the Kiss band. I don't know if you can see him. He's right down there, dead center. I got another one for you. Do we have another one, Vic, that we can? Oh, this is great. This is when Lloyd was born. This is him born again. Now, just keep that up for a minute. I want to take a look at that. Do you see? Let me go right. Can I do this like this? Let me see. How do I do that? Right there. Look at that face on that baby.
That is one beautiful child. But I look like a black sumo wrestler.
You don't. Oh, here's one. This is when he was in his youth. All right, when he used to have hair. Can we take that hat off for a second? This is what happens after he's eaten all that junk he's telling you about and all those medicinal
You know, I
balls
actually shaved
and
my
all
head
that,
bald.
and the stuff that he's doing here. This is what he used to look like. Now I'm going to show you a picture of what I used to look like. All right, do we have one up there? When I went to that recent thing, I was wearing a tux, I think it was. Do we have that? There it is. And now look at the difference. Now tell me. I mean, come on.
You know
Come on.
what?
I
see
mean,
you. I see you. Obviously, came
If I'm
prepared.
gonna drink that stuff, I'm gonna eat the 7 eggs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 eggs in the morning. I'm gonna look like that.
You know what? I didn't finish.
Go ahead.
I had 7 eggs. I had 2 teaspoons of coconut oil. Had a quarter stick of butter, and I had an avocado.
And you feel good.
Then, 7:45, I left my home and I headed to Central Park. And I had 3 clients this morning. I train outside.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here's the last one.
That's me now.
Was that Lloyd?
That's me.
That's him now. Now you notice the head. He looks like you ever see the show? What was I forget who was in it?
Incredible Hulk?
Beetlejuice.
Be-
You remember when they shrunk the guy's head? That's what you look like in that picture.
Isn't that you in the green?
Yeah. There's you again. That's at the beach. All right?
You know what?
So this is what it's really all about. But anyway, go ahead.
This
I
is
hate
not
to
fair. I
interrupt
couldn't
you.
prepare myself
Well,
like
you
this.
should have prepared yourself. You were coming up against me today. You said that this is what you want, and that's what you get. Now tell me, kid, continue. You're at Central Park.
So I had 2 training clients, and then I had one client that had a pulled groin and couldn't walk.
Really?
And when I finished, he walked out the park like nothing had happened.
He walked out of the park.
Yes.
Yeah, not out the park.
No, he walked out of the park
There you go.
with no pain.
No pain.
Because that's what I do. Then I hopped on a train and I came out here.
You know, I got to tell you, all serious kidding aside, you guys do some really, really super stuff. You know, Chella, you know how I feel about Chella.
Yes.
I mean, you know, she's spectacular. How she got involved with you, I never know. But Chella is really spectacular. But I really listen to you when you talk about this because part of me, all the joking aside, I really I want to agree with you, but it's like anything else. I have no proof that this actually works for everybody in general. I
Right.
mean, you have this regiment that you deal with on a daily basis. You eat the 7 eggs, you jog in Central Park, you drink it. God only knows what's in that glass. But you drink this, but yet you're happy. And you look good.
And you've known me at least for
About a year.
14 months.
Yeah. A little
Yeah.
Has it been that long?
It's been that long. We celebrated 1 year
Good
on
God.
Madhouse. I remember that smaller studio.
Yeah.
This place is incredible and still growing.
Yeah, we're still growing.
You're a visionary, man.
Well, I mean, you know, we try to do the right thing. We try to bring the best viewing that we can to the audience. You know, there's a lot of people out there that are trying to do this. And I made a comment the other day on Facebook that, you know, what I enjoy about everything that we do is we seem to be leading in programming and leading in technology and in format. You know, I see a lot of people that are trying to do this. And what I find very funny is that, you know, our guests from 2 and 3 and 4 months ago, they're pulling because they don't have any ideas of themselves.
Right.
You know, and in this business, you know, if you want to make it, you have to be creative. And you have to figure out what does the audience want to see? What's the next step? Stop taking, you know, what was thrown out in the garbage and try to bring. It's already done. It's already been. You agree with me or not?
Absolutely.
You know, so we try so hard to keep moving forward. And hey, listen, you know what? If you're not the lead dog, the view never changes.
Hey, if you're quiet, no one never notice who you are.
No.
I always say you have to be provocative. You know, Jerry brought up on the very interesting topic about the coffee enemas last night. And I remember, you know, we've had our things with the coffee enemas, but I can tell you something. It's something that's been done for a long time, and it's kind of on the back burner. But when it comes to serious health issues, that coffee enema is what saves lives.
See, that's another. I have a problem with that. How do we know definitively that doing something like that, you know, and I try to visualize this with coffee. I mean, there's got to be a downfall here. You're talking about taking coffee,
Right?
and whatever brand it is. I mean, a lot of people joke, do you want it with milk and sugar? But it's basically just coffee, and you're talking about doing an enema with coffee beans, with the substance from a coffee bean. I mean, how realistic can that possibly be?
You made a very interesting statement. You said it's just coffee. But see, just coffee is to the average person. To someone who knows chemistry, it's different.
So
Water,
explain it to me.
water is just not water. Things that go into water, depending upon the temperature of the water, could be colloidal and dispersed throughout the water. Same thing happens in your body. When you take chemicals into your body, it just doesn't go into your stomach, to your small intestines, to your liver, and then exit out. Anything that is a chemical disperses throughout your entire system in your body.
I
That's what
agree with
colloidal means.
I agree.
So for instance, if we were to take and put poison in here, it would spread throughout your body. No one ever takes the time to understand what they're putting into their mouths. We know that if we don't eat, we can't live. We never consider what we're eating, because even that has a very dramatic effect on your health. Over time, if you continue not to pay attention to what you eat, then eventually your health will be your most major concern. And that's what we're seeing in this day and age. People have been going along, they feel well until they break. I'm about educating people and allowing them to take and create a sweet spot wider than they expect to live, and live it's a quality of life that you live. Most people's health starts breaking down in their late 30s and early 40s, because what happens is, because of environmental toxins, there's tons of toxins.
I agree.
Even in here right now. I'll give you an example. In the base of your brain, you have this gland called the pineal gland. It regulates serotonin and melatonin. Also regulates puberty, right? That carbon-based gland generates the electrical signal that allows your brain to control your appendages. The electricity that man has created does not work with that. So I'll give you an example.
Wait. There's people, see, this is why I don't get it, but there's people that, Lloyd, they're living longer and longer and longer lives. It's not like we're back in the 30s, in the 20s. People today are living longer. Why? You're telling me because there's chemicals in the air and there's all of this pollution. They're living longer. Why? Not because they're taking care of themselves.
We have had, the curve has gone like this, and now it's going back down. This generation right now, Tom, the parents will outlive the children.
I don't believe that.
Absolutely.
I don't believe that.
There are children right now that we never had 30 years ago that are being diagnosed as obese at 6 months. We never had that before the 50s.
We never knew about it before
No,
the 50s.
there were no.
I don't believe that.
There were not obese babies at 6 months.
Of course there was. You know what the problem is? The problem is that the media today exposes more than they should. All right? So there were obese babies, and there were kids that, weren't out there playing basketball and football and baseball. They were there. We just didn't know about it. We didn't know they existed. Because of the way the internet is today, the media is today, everything is all about that because of the way that technology has expanded over the years. I don't believe for 1 minute that they weren't there. We are living longer today than we were back in the 20s, yes or no?
We are living longer,
Why?
but we are not living the same quality of life.
How can you say that quality of life and living longer is not one and the same?
They're not, because now people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s are living on drugs.
No, I disagree with you. They are living on a supplement that may allow for a disease that affected you back in the 20s and 30s to now be controlled. So ultimately, we are now living longer than we were back in the 20s and 30s.
Use the very.
I think. Listen, what's good for you is good for you. What's good for you may not be good for me. I mean, I feel great. Yesterday, these pieces here, these are 500 pounds apiece.
Yes.
Tommy and
I can tell your biceps
took
are still swollen from lifting it.
No, that's natural. But Tommy and I lifted these up 20 steps.
Right.
They're 500 apiece.
Right.
Now, I'm almost your age.
Right.
So, actually, if I'm allowed, I'm actually 58.
Okay.
So, we took these things and we lifted this up. I felt great this morning. I felt great. I'm not taking pills or anything.
Let me share something with you.
Good.
I'm 53 years old. I have a resting pulse under 45. I still have sex the way I did when I was 17. And I can tell you something. You can say what you want, but the men that are listening to this show, most of them.
What do you think my pulse is? If
I-
we were to take my pulse right now,
And I
what would
could
you
do it
guess
on my phone right now.
Okay, you can do it. What would you say it is?
I would say your pulse is at least 75.
I will bet you it's not over 55.
How much you want to bet? $50?
I'll bet you lunch.
All right, lunch.
How are you going to take it?
Right here,
Okay,
because I'm the body mechanic.
good.
And we have right here.
Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get him now. I'm going to nail him.
You're so funny, man. Hold on a second here. What's up with this thing?
Yeah. Are you watching, Chella? Chella, I know you're watching, babe.
What is up with my app here?
Yeah, his app.
We'll have
There's
it in-
something wrong with his app.
We'll have it in a
He
second.
didn't give it 7 eggs this morning.
There we go. Next.
All right, you know what? While he
Yeah,
does that, ladies
yeah,
and
we got-
gentlemen,
we got-
listen, we're going to cut to a fast commercial.
Yeah.
All right,
When we come
because
back, we're gonna check his pulse.
he
He's gonna
needs-
put my.
he
He's gonna
needs
put my
to-
lunch right here.
He's going to need.
And I don't want.
He has to fix his app.
I don't want any pizza.
We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidiscipline practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our two offices. Thank you.
It's coming through there.
And trust me, that ain't no manual labor.
Welcome back to Body Shop TV. I'm your host,
His thing ain't working.
Body Mechanic, and
Yeah.
we're going in right now. We are measuring Tom's pulse. It's actually so high.
Hold on. We have somebody on
It's
the
so
phone.
high that we can't even.
Oh, knock it off. You know what the problem is? What do you got there? What kind of phone?
This is The same phone you have.
No, I got a cheap phone.
I got
What kind
that.
of phone
Don't
you
even
got?
try.
Hold on a
Tom.
second. Who do we got
we
on the
have a
line?
call line. Welcome to Buy Shop TV.
Hi, this is Chella.
Chella, what is up, girl?
Hi, Buddy Mechanic.
Hi, Chella.
I tuned in for about 2 or 3 minutes, and I gotta say, Tom Healy really did a lot of research to be your co-host this afternoon.
He's
No, I'm,
sure
trying,
did.
Hilarious.
I'm trying to get this machine of his to work. You see,
'Cause
because
he
one
wa-
thing I want to do
He
is
wants to buy lobster for me.
yeah.
So
Bella, I don't know
Tom
if you
Healy,
can see
I
this.
want to say this to you in regards to your interest and curiosity to wellness. You know, although you hear and you sort of believe what the body mechanic preaches, I behoove you to do your own research.
absolutely.
And trust. You will find the same information on the World Wide Web. And Body Mechanic, you look extra delicious today, I must say.
Don't touch my finger. I'm gonna put
Chella,
it on
let me
ever
tell you.
so lightly.
If you notice how Mr. Mealy rolls, you notice he'll ask me a question, then he won't give me an opportunity to answer. But we're gonna fix that in a second.
Hold on, we're gonna try this piece of junk phone.
That's
This guy
because he
won't-
knows the law.
You guys are awesome. I love you both. Have a great afternoon.
Thanks for calling,
Yeah,
Chella.
what does it say now? 42.
No.
See, that was the way it is. All right, so that's it. How much does it say?
Look at that. You gotta hold like this. Nice
Come on.
and-
All right. Anyway,
All right.
listen.
So back, you know what? I want to finish something.
Go ahead.
Because it's
You have a
true.
real interesting guest that I would love to stay on the panel with. That's coming on. She's all about insurance.
Yes, and
and
it's
I-
all about
And
insurance.
you know I got this thing going with insurance companies.
Do you really?
I do. But anyway, yeah. What are you saying?
The deal is, I'm a 53-year-old male. I wake up in the morning. I have no pain, none at all.
Well, I don't have any pain. Listen. These were Tommy will tell you these are 500 pounds. There's 2 of them here.
Tom, you have no pain?
No.
You ever get a headache?
No. Ask my wife if I ever take an aspirin.
That doesn't mean you don't have pain.
No, I have no pain.
Do you take any medications? I know the Lord. It
reserve
took a
the
long
fifth.
time.
I take a water pill.
Right.
A water pill.
Right.
That's because I drink so much water. I probably drink about, I would say about a half a gallon of water a day.
So, if we were to take a cup, and this is something really basic that most people can understand. If we would take a cup and we put a half a teaspoon of salt in there, right? Do you understand volume of solution?
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to explain
Okay.
it to me.
So we take that cup and we take the water and we fill it halfway. That salt will disperse into that half a cup of water, correct?
If you say so.
Okay. So what happens when we add more water? Does the solution become stronger or weaker?
I say stronger.
If you add more water, does that concentration of salt become stronger or weaker?
You just asked me that.
Becomes weaker.
I'm stronger.
No. There's less
Oh,
salt.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I say weaker. Yeah.
All right. My point is this. As you drink a lot of water in your body and you're not taking in and adding minerals, you start to get rid of those minerals in your body.
I disagree because water in and of itself flushes the entire system and cleanses the entire system. Your minerals you're taking in from a vast variety of different things. I eat a lot of vegetables. I'm taking a lot of minerals in from my vegetables.
Right.
I take a lot of protein. I drink protein. I don't like red meat, so I drink shakes that have a lot of protein in it. So even though you're depleting the minerals by drinking as much water as I drink, I'm cleansing the liver, the kidneys, constantly cleansing. And the minerals are being reabsorbed by the amount of vegetables that I eat, a tremendous amount of vegetables.
You know, you made a very valid point. I like that. But I want to share something with you, Mr. Mealy. If you were to take and lick your skin, your skin would taste what?
I have no idea. I haven't licked my
Should be-
skin in about 6 months.
It
Why-
would actually be salty. Your urine. I want to
But salt is natural. Salt is in almost everything that we eat. If you look at the back of a label of anything that you have, there is a salt content. So you're telling me that if I'm drinking all of this water every single day, and I'm drinking a half a gallon of water, you're saying I'm depleting the salt that's in my... That's incorrect. There is so much salt and stuff that we eat today that there's no way to deplete that.
And that's why half of America has hypertension.
I disagree with you again
No,
because
that's
if you do what I do on a daily basis, if you drink the kind of water that I drink, you eat the way I eat. I don't eat a lot of red meat. I don't eat a lot of steak. I eat a lot of fish. Granted, this may work for you, but I'm not saying it works. Listen, I didn't come on here to demean what you do. I think what you do is great.
No, I like what you're doing. You know why? Because you are saying yes to me and saying no simultaneously. Because if you are on a diuretic, that is a hypertension issue.
But I'm not a diuretic. I'm not a diabetic.
Then why are you taking diuretic?
You mean the water pill?
Yes.
Because of the amount of water that I take in a tremendous amount of water.
You know what the diuretic does?
What?
Gets rid of more water.
Let's go into another subject.
Exactly.
I want to talk about this
but
insurance
before-
lady
but-
that you have coming on.
But before we talk about
it,
it, I just want to make a point
We had a
because
conversation
people
outside.
listening to, I don't want people to leave with the wrong impression.
I don't want them either. You
No,
know, if
you know-
this works for people, then do it.
I know, but I want to say something. This is a really important point. I have met hundreds of people who are seeing a cardiologist who takes and restricts their liquid to 1 quart a day, because the body needs, to function, needs 2.5 liters of water. They have them restricted to 1 liter of water a day,
I
and in their
disagree.
diet, just
Google that.
listen to me for a second. And what they do is they tell them to have no sodium. Do you know what allows your body to actually maintain fluid inside? Guess what keeps water in your body?
Not the water.
Sodium. Sodium. But not just sodium and chloride. You made a point about the salt. Most Americans consume refined foods with sodium chloride. When we take and extract water from the ocean and we put that water in separation bays and we create salt, what they do with regular table salt, which is toxic to the body, they heat it up to 1200 degrees. The sodium and chlorine ion bond together. It is toxic to the body. It actually causes cellular edema. It's deadly to the body. What I recommend people do is consume sea salt. Your body is based on 92 trace minerals. It's the
Sea
same
salt,
thing.
I'll agree with you. Sea salt is much better than
And I'll share something
vegetable
else
salt.
with you. A lot of people go to get salt and they look at the container, right? The salts that actually collect moisture, guess magnesium is a water-hungry molecule. Magnesium is one of the most important minerals for your body because it maintains hydration and also pulls toxins out of your body. A lot of people are eating salt, but a lot of people do have hypertension, and that is exactly why you are on a diuretic. Because what happens is, if fluid builds up in your body is trying to force fluid into your cells, and it's not happening. When you put,
You know, it all sounds very logical, but I don't know if I agree with it. I'd have to do some research.
of course,
on it.
but if you did the research, you'll find this because your cells work based on
For the time
minerals
being,
and
I'll trust
chemistry.
what you say.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about kids and the youth today real quick, because I know you have this guest you have to get on, but let's talk about kids today. I agree with you that a lot of the kids today, with the ability to get onto the internet, to get onto their iPhones or a cheap phone like you have, but I granted that they're eating garbage, without a doubt.
And
Potato
today,
chips,
today
pretzels,
I'm going to be talking about sugar
these-
today.
all kinds of this nonsense, and I think that the obese issue here in America is a little bit out of control, probably because we're more aware of it. If you go to Europe and you look at the kids in Europe,
They're
now I
nothing
have
like-
family in Europe. They're nothing like they are in the United States. Why is that?
The reason why, Tom, is very simple. There are practices that are allowed here in this Western culture that are banned in all other countries.
All right, you know what my opinion is? The United States, every single thing that we do, what did you say? I'll bet you, when you were going to try to take my pulse with that thing that you couldn't do, by the way. You said, the first thing you said to me is, I'll bet you $50. What was the first thing I said to you? I'll bet you lunch.
Yes.
Everything in the United States,
It's
everything
about
in
do,
there
re, mi.
is all wrapped around
Profit
food,
before people.
Food.
Yes.
Food.
Yes.
Everything. Thanksgiving, food. Christmas, food. Hanukkah, food. Easter, food. Kid comes home from school, internet, food. Kid wants to watch TV, TV, potato chips. Everything we do in America right now is based around food. And that's what they don't do in Europe. Europe, they don't base it around. Their portions in Europe are a lot less than the portions here. We had my niece come over several years ago from London. And I said, okay, let's go out to eat. And we went out to eat. She could not believe
The volume
amount
of food.
that we put on a plate. It's ridiculous.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because
Profit?
the food in the U.S. is so nutrient deficient that people cannot eat enough. You have hormones in your body that let you know when you're satiated. It's called ghrelin. When you actually are topped off, you stop eating. You no longer have hunger pains. The foods that are allowed to be sold in this country and the chemicals that are added actually block those hormones. And today I'm going to be talking
And they're
specifically.
putting those chemicals in.
And they're banned in all other countries. They are blocking food production. Stuff that we produce here, they're blocking them in Africa,
Okay.
in Europe.
But
Absolutely.
we produce them here. So we're going to get into the segment with the insurance issue. All right, because I want to go into that because I'm watching the clock here. You're telling me that the Food and Drug Administration will allow these toxins into the food, but yet cures for certain diseases that are in other countries are allowed in those other countries, but the Food and Drug Administration will not allow them into the United States because the insurance companies don't recognize them. So you're saying to me that the Drug and Food Administration that allows these toxins into food at the same time simultaneously doesn't allow the insurance companies to profit on certain drugs that will help people that have problems. Are you saying that?
I'm telling you that the Food and Drug Administration is bought.
Without a doubt. That's the
And
first
I'm
thing we
telling
agree
you,
with.
and I'm telling
So-
you right now, listen to this. And today, I'm going to spend 15 minutes developing the sugar pandemic because this is right now is the generation that the parents will outlive their children. Obesity is at pandemic rates.
That's something to be seen. I had a guest
Tom,
on
we
my
see
show
it every single day.
You know what? We don't because
Yes,
we've only
we do.
seen a small portion of it.
You do in your world because you're here in Long Island, walking with your horse, doing your sauna in the morning, having your cup of
With my
coffee.
horse.
The body mechanic is in the trenches. I'm around.
Walking with my horse.
Absolutely.
I don't walk with
On
my
your
horse.
50 acres, back in the woods, the body mechanic is in the trenches. You know what? I was in the park this morning at 8:30.
Okay.
I saw
Let me have
200
that now.
people.
Now my pulse is going up.
I bet
All
it
right.
is.
No, we had David Gussin. I do a show on Sunday morning called
Mm-hmm.
The Long Island View. We had this young girl on last week. She had a disease. And I don't know if it's terminal or not. You couldn't even touch it. If you went like that, she screamed. It's almost
It's
like
called urticaria.
It's almost like a fibromyalgia. I don't remember
It's
what the name
It's a
of it.
neurological disorder.
And the insurance companies here in the United States will not recognize the cure or
produce
or
anything
a
for it.
pill for that or a drug in order to help her work a normal life or deal with a normal life. We had her on the show. If you get a chance to watch it, you should watch it. However, that same drug is available in Germany and Spain. Why can't we bring that drug here into the United States to help this 22-year-old girl who will never have a normal life, never get married, never have children, all because the insurance companies don't recognize it, but they do somewhere else?
You know what? I don't want to sound really big. You know I could fix her?
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to give us some of the stuff he's got here in the glass.
Did you hear what I just said?
You can fix her. You should talk to her. You should really talk to her, because I really felt bad for this girl, and like I said, I have a problem with that topic. But what are you drinking?
This is the reason why I can rock and roll. This is
'Cause he's
one
eating
of
a coconut.
nature's. This is a coconut. This is one of the only sterile products on the planet. This can actually be injected directly into your blood vein, into your veins.
So let me ask you a question. If I ever got stranded on an island, all I had was coconuts, I'd be in good shape.
You can live off of it. You can eat the jelly and drink the water.
I guess that's why Gilligan's Island, they lasted so long. And with that,
Absolutely.
my friend, we're going to cut the commercial. I'm going to get out of here. It's been a pleasure, my friend. Anytime.
When we come back, I will talk for about 15 minutes about sugar. So get your pencils and pads ready, because I'm going to give you some stuff that's going to sweeten you right up.
You got it.
Old Spice body spray will make you feel so powerful to blow your mind right in front of your face.
Goodbye.
Oh no! It's like idol. Power.
Automatic freshness, softness, and static control has never been easier with the Bounce Dryer Bar. I just stick it to the inside of my dryer, and I never have to remember.
Old Spice body spray makes you smell like power. It's so powerful it sells itself in other people's commercials. You smell like outdoor freshness.
You smell like power.
Yeah, I do. Power! Power!
Try this routine to feel fresh and clean. Pair Charmin Fresh Mates with your Charmin.
Oh, Spice Body Spray is too powerful to stay in its own commercial. That's right. Power. Oh, Spice Body Spray can change a regular smelling man into a man who smells like power.
Now, how is this? Wow, you know what? I actually do feel more powerful.
Potato chips! Power! It's me.
I am Tom Mealy for the Harrison Law Group, and I have been telling you for years that getting involved in an automobile accident is no joke. This is what we do. We're not new at this game. If you've been involved in an accident of any kind and you go to a law firm that says you have no case, it's simple. It's because they can't do it and they don't get it. You need to call us directly at 1-800-INJURY-LAW.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching, doing it to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
Folks, welcome back to Body Shop TV. I'm your host, the Body Mechanic NYC. Chella is out, but she will be back next week. And Chella, we love you, we miss you. I hope you're having a good time. Hope everything is okay. Folks, I'm going to talk about a serious topic that is affecting the longevity of health of people in the United States and all around the globe. And it's something that we all consume on a daily basis. And a lot of us are not aware of the impact that it has on our health, our relationships, and many things. And I must roll up my hat so you can see my eyes when I talk about this. Now, sugar is something that, drives the market. One of my favorite shows to watch on television is Shark Tank. I don't know if you've ever watched it before, but basically you have 5 very successful entrepreneurs, and people come on the show and they take and pitch their ideas in the hope in the hopes of having a union with one of those celebrities and propelling their products forward. One of the things I noticed from watching that show for about 18 months is this. Anyone who comes on that show who is producing or making a product that has sugar in it, they always get a deal and they always do very well. And there's a reason for that. Sugar is one of the most addictive substances ever produced by man. You know what? On that note, we're going to come back. I have a caller, and I'm going to take this call. Welcome to Body Shop TV. I'm Body Mechanic. Can I help you?
Yes, Body Mechanic, this is Dolores Marina from Virginia.
Virginia?
I just want to ask you a question. I'm
Yes.
a diabetic, and my A1C is 8.8. If I go on a diet, including no sugar as much as possible, in your opinion, do you think that my diabetic could reverse?
That's a very interesting question, ma'am. And thank you for calling Body Shop TV. This is great because a lot of people, I mean, more than 40% of the Western population are diabetics, and even a higher percentage of the population is pre-diabetic. And one of the reasons why, just to give you a little bit of information about how diabetes occurs, a lot of people are not under the understanding of what happens when they consume refined sugar on a regular basis. Refined sugar is hidden in so many different foods. Basically what happens is, at any given time in a healthy body, there is less than 1 teaspoon of sugar throughout your entire blood system. I know you understand about sugar because you probably take your blood glucose probably every day, I'm assuming, right?
Oh, yes.
And what is that range supposed to be around?
Yeah, well, the norm is from 90 or 130.
Okay, 90 to 130, right. Usually it's about 100, 110 is normal blood glucose. That's equivalent, so for people that don't understand what that number is, equivalent in glucose would be a leveled teaspoon of sugar. That's normal glucose. And you know that if you've had an incident, if your blood sugar's ever dropped low, you feel like you feel dizzy and you feel drunk. Have you ever had that happen to you?
Yes, once in a while.
Right, because what happens is, if you don't have a certain amount of glucose in your blood, your brain cannot function and control your body. So that's what the body does. It maintains that number. So I'll give you an example first about how much sugar is out there. Have you ever drank soda in the past? Did you drink soda when you was younger? I bet you did.
Yes, I sure did.
Right.
It's maybe a couple of years right now that I have stopped drinking sodas.
Okay.
I don't drink sodas anymore.
Excellent. Well, I can tell you that half of America consumes at least a couple of sodas a day. And I'll give you an example. So when I said to you before, normal blood glucose is on average about just around a level teaspoon of sugar, right?
Right.
A can of soda can have anywhere from 5 to 7 grams of sugar. 1 can of soda. Now, 1 gram of sugar is 4 teaspoons. 4 teaspoons. So 1 can of soda is 23 times more sugar than the standard volume of sugar in your blood sugar. 22 times. So let me tell you what happens, the cascade of events. I'll be really short and brief. When you take that sugar in, and the kind of sugar that's used in these sodas are actually come from genetically modified plants. It comes in the form of fructose. Very different from fructose from fruits. Because when you have sugar with fruits, you also have fiber. So what fiber does, fiber allows a much slower release of sugar into the bloodstream so that you don't have an insulin spike. You understand that? So you're taking a lot of sugar, and all of a sudden your insulin starts cycling. As a matter of fact, 1 soda for a very small child can cycle their insulin for almost 4 to 6 hours. That's 1 soda. So if that child consumes any sweet beverages in the morning, their brain function is altered for 7 hours. And you wonder why so many kids are on different medications to keep themselves sit still in school is because of the sugar. But let's get back to your A1C. So this is what happens. Right. So
I'm sure glad I call you, and I'm more onto the glucose and the sugar, the plain sugar.
Right, plain sugar. And you know, a lot of people are like, well, what about brown sugar, green sugar, yellow?
Right.
Once you take and extract sugar from its natural form, you no longer have the fiber. It's refined. The body does not know how to handle it. So,
Okay.
when you go back several hundred years ago, people did not consume sugar the way we consumed it. As a matter of fact, only the wealthy had sugar. I don't know whether you know that or not. It was kind of a novelty. And sugar was also traded as currency at one time until mass production of sugar. So people who had sugar-related illnesses were not the peasants, but actually the wealthy people, because they were the ones actually consuming sugar and meat products. But to get back to the sugar, listen to this. What happens is you have two major organ players in the game of sugar consumption. You have your liver and you have your pancreas. When you consume sugar and your blood glucose starts to rise, what happens is there's a signal sent to the pancreas. It releases a hormone, which you're familiar with, which is insulin. Insulin is a fat-storing hormone. But before it's a fat-storing hormone, it allows glucose to be transported to the cell for energy. Once your cells no longer need that, they go, oh, we don't need any more. They no longer respond to the insulin. And now the insulin will transport that glucose molecule to the liver. Then the liver will convert it and send it out to be stored as glucagon in your muscles. Yes, in your storage system. And then once the muscles are topped off, guess where all that excess sugar gets converted to now? Fat.
Oh, fat.
Yes.
Would that be fat in your blood?
It will also, actually what happens is, the type of sugar that's used in sodas and a lot of other products, which comes from corn syrup, actually, as your liver is processing the sugar, it causes these little fat droplets. So that actually it'll cause your triglycerides to be elevated. So not only will it cause high blood fat, it'll also increase the size of your fat cells on your body.
Okay.
Yes, that sugar is refined, no fiber, and your body goes, let's just put it away somewhere. That's exactly what happens. So, to answer your question, if you were to take and cut out your sugar and allow your body to normalize, that's exactly what would happen. Your pancreas would start doing its proper function, and then your liver will start to get rid of the fat that's stored inside of it, providing you're taking the other necessary steps to eat the things to clean your body out. I hope that you are consuming vegetables. Do you consume vegetables?
Yes, yes.
Do you juice?
Because I've been watching your show, and I don't miss it at all. So interesting, because you give us a lot of pointers on different things of the body and what we should and shouldn't do.
Right.
And mine said, but just call Body Mechanic, just ask him the question, your opinion on the sugar.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm so happy that I did.
Yeah, diabetes is not a permanent condition. It's not a hereditary condition unless a child is born to a mother who has a challenged pancreas. But even that child can reverse. Type 1, type 2 diabetes have all been reversed and changed. It is not a permanent condition. It is a food disorder and food abuse. And the reason why I call it food abuse, because when you don't understand how food works in your body, then you'll be abused by bad food. It's very simple.
Oh, all right. Okay, I should really appreciate you giving me these little instruction about the sugar and what it does to your body and all.
Well, thank you so much.
I appreciate this so much.
Well, ma'am, thank you from Virginia, and stay tuned. I mean, every Saturday from 2 to 4, keep that channel locked, and we look forward to talking to you another time. All right?
I really do, and I appreciate for your opinion. God bless.
Thank you so much. Thank you
so
for calling
much.
Body Shop.
Bye now.
Thanks. So, folks, listen. It's really simple. For those parents out there, what you do with yourself is on you. But when you have young children, you have to give them the best chance possible. If you're not monitoring their foods, if you're allowing them to make their dietary decisions, it's a problem, and I'll tell you why. Because children don't understand food. All they know is that if something tastes a certain way, they want it. And understand this, food manufacturers, they love that. Notice when you go into the supermarket and you're standing in line to pay for your groceries, what do you notice is right in the line? Candy. Absolutely. The products that they want to sell in the grocery store are always on the middle shelves. This is a design movement by the industry to get your dollars. And understand this, if you consume foods with sugar, the sugar is addictive. It's addictive. And most of those foods in packages have no fiber and lots of sugar because it keeps you coming back. and you're never satiated. I can tell you, when I was a young adult, not even an adult, a young child, I was 13, 14, 9, 10, I would be able to sit there and consume a whole box of cereal. And you look on the ingredients, the third ingredient was high fructose corn syrup, sugar. Then I add some milk to that. The milk has sucrose in it, more sugar. And then sometimes we just add a little bit more refined sugar on it. There's no mystery why so many children are having problems with focusing, concentrating, and also losing weight. Let me tell you something. When you're consuming this food, it doesn't make a difference how much you work out. You will still continue to be overweight. Contrary to popular belief, it's all about the food you're eating. You don't have to work out a day in your life. When you eat the right foods, your body will go down to your natural set body weight.
Look at this.
Absolutely. So, the key here is reading labels. If you pick up a product and the first ingredient is sugar, my recommendation is to put it back on the shelf. The only way we're going to change things here is if we don't buy the products and they sit on the shelf, because the products in those stores, the shelf space is very valuable in supermarkets, and they can't make money off it, they're not going to carry it. This is the first line of defense of protecting your child, because understand this. When I walk around with my daughter and someone wants to give her a lollipop, I say, no thank you. Because once you start that taste in their mouth, they no longer drink water, and all the other beverages they want to drink are sugar-laden beverages. If your child wants to drink juice, once you take a fruit and you extract the juice from it and air hits it, it oxidizes, most of the nutrients and minerals are gone. That sugar will raise your child's blood glucose level, and they will be cycling in and out. I've watched and done videos of many families sitting down eating and watching young children drinking sodas, fighting over the sweet stuff. I've seen children smack their parents because they took away their drinks, their sweet drinks. I'm telling you, you are the culprit in this situation. If your child has a diabetes problem, you need to learn about how the food affects them. It affects their concentration. It affects how they sleep. It causes them to have nightmares. It affects their skin. It causes acne. It causes graying of hair. A whole bunch of things. It constipates the body. And when you go to the doctor, he's not going to tell you this. And you can go years and years consuming this sugar. And once that body breaks, it will take you years to recover. Read labels. Understand sugar is not your friend. I don't consume sugar. Minimal. I eat proteins. I eat fats. As a matter of fact, your body is actually capable of converting fat and protein to glucose, even if you don't ingest it. That's right. So, folks, I'm on my little sugar high here. We're going to pay some bills. I'm going to be back with someone very wonderful. Body Mechanic will see you in a few minutes.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidisciplinary practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our 2 offices. Thank you.
Welcome back to Body Shop TV. I'm your host, Body Mechanic NYC. And Chella, kudos to you, sending love to you. Chella had an emergency this morning, so she's out. Hopefully everything is fine, but she'll be back next week with the Body Mechanic. And I was just talking about sugar in my previous segment and talking about health. And talking on that note, we have a insurance health expert, Debbie Pisano. Debbie Pisano, welcome to Body Shop TV.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Excellent, excellent. You know, usually on our show, what we do is to kind of break the ice because, like, sometimes I get a little nervous myself. So we do the body shop assessment. Okay? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
This is fun. Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to think about what is your favorite furry animal?
Dog.
A dog? All right. So give me 3 adjectives about why you like furry dogs.
They're cute.
Okay.
Man's best friend.
An adjective.
I know, but
Think about it. Think about it. There's something about the dog. Just think about the dog. You have a dog?
I did.
Oh, you did? What kind of dog did you have?
I had a shepherd.
Yeah, I was good. I had a shepherd too. And so think about your shepherd. Was it a boy or a girl?
Boy.
Yeah. How long ago? What happened to your dog?
He wound up getting seizures. He was
Really?
inbred, and we didn't know. That was one of the issues. And he was left out, I guess, in the sun too long. I guess he was in the sun, and because he was inbred, I guess that caused other issues. Not that we left him out, all day long, but he wound up getting seizures and seizures after, and we had to put him down. He was only 6 years old, so he wasn't that old.
Not so much to get away from the topic about doing the assessment, but what's interesting is that I've helped a lot of people even with their animals because, believe it or not, the foods can actually cause that, and also the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't help you now, but
No,
just
I
throwing
know.
it out there,
No.
So think about the adjectives about the dog. What is it about the dog that you like? Think about it.
Friendly,
Right. Okay.
right? They're cute.
Yeah.
They always greet you when you come home. They can't wait to see you.
They're hospitable.
Right. They can't wait to see you.
Well, that's how you see yourself.
I guess so.
Yes. The next thing is, what's your favorite color?
I have a couple favorites.
Just grab one.
I'll say red.
Okay. So give me an adjective about red.
Fire.
Okay. Fire. Give me 2 more. Fiery?
Yeah, fiery.
Okay.
Let's see. Strong.
All right. Give me one more.
Assertive,
Assertive.
I guess.
That's how people see you.
I suppose. I never thought about that.
There you go. Okay. Now it's going to really get interesting. Hope your husband's watching. All right. I want you to think about your favorite body of water.
Ocean.
Okay. So give me 3 adjectives about the ocean.
Blue.
That's a color.
I
Give me-
know, but it's
think,
blue.
All right. Think about the ocean.
It's rough,
Okay.
calming,
Calming, soothing, rough.
Right.
And it could be both. right?
relaxing.
Relaxing. That's how you view sex.
Nice.
You are so funny.
I fell into that.
Look at you. It's funny. and the last one. This is a very interesting one. I want you to close your eyes for a second.
Okay.
Right, shake your hands out. Shake your hands out. There we go. All right. Envision when you open your eyes, but your eyes are still closed.
Mm-hmm.
When you open your eyes, you're in a white room, and there's no windows or no doors. I want you to think about that for a
Okay.
second. How does that make you feel?
Panic.
All right. Give me 2 more.
Clean.
Okay.
Fresh, clean.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm in a hospital.
That's how you view death. Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Excellent. So, Deb, you know what? I don't know anything about insurance. Like, I don't even know where to start. And I know you do. What kind of insurance do you do?
Employee benefits.
Oh, my
And
gosh.
For those who don't know what that is, I work with businesses,
Mm-hmm.
small business companies, large companies. So as long as someone has at least 2 employees, I work with them. I do work with some individuals as well. We have now the exchange.
So you're like an independent broker yourself?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I work for myself. So I work with every carrier that is out there.
Really?
So I'm not captive with just selling one carrier. So I can work with all the carriers that are out there.
So you have a smorgasbord of products.
That's it.
How long have you been doing this?
20 plus years. So it's a long time, a lot of changes. I started off working for a carrier, a dental carrier. They downsized. I went to another carrier and left there. And then I decided to just do this on my own. I said, I can do this. And so that's what I did. And I
Excellent.
like helping people. And I feel like I'm helping people because they look for you for advice. You know, give them direction
Right.
on what to do.
Well, you know what? There's so many caveats. There's like, if you're single, it's different, and if you're married, and
Right.
you know, if you have a business, it's different insurance. If you have a business, if you have
Exactly.
employees, I mean,
Right, and just so people know, that right now is the open enrollment for the exchange, the marketplace, Obamacare, in case people don't, go by different terminologies. This is open enrollment.
so what do you think about the new system?
People need insurance, so that's the bottom line.
And a lot of people don't have
And
insurance.
a lot of people don't have it. But those people who maybe can't afford it, if they're in that under, percentage where they don't qualify for the subsidy,
Right.
then they may qualify to get on to Family Health Plus or
Right.
Child Health Plus or Medicaid. Even if they're even a lower income, that besides the Family Health or Child Health, they may come into the ballpark with their income and get Medicaid. So there are some options, and everybody does need it. What I feel, though, is it should be more structured for everybody to get some kind of assistance and cap it at a dollar amount. Let's say $100,000. If you make $100,000 or $150,000, then you don't get a subsidy.
Right.
But everybody, it should be a scaled subsidy. And they also don't take into consideration when they give people the subsidy, people have rent or a mortgage, they have a car payment.
It's like they don't have none other bills.
Right, exactly, and that's not right either. They don't take that. People have children. People are in sports. The kids are in sports or dance or some extra curriculum activity.
So it needs some addendums, huh?
Right, and it's just based on you make $50,000. All right, you're not eligible for a subsidy because you make $50,000. But I have a mortgage, and I have this, and they don't take any of that off the top.
So now that 50,000 goes down to 30.
Right, but
Right.
they don't look at that. They're saying your taxes show you made $50,000, And keep in mind, too, that if you had a job that you made $30,000 and you're getting a subsidy, and now within that year you got a better job, you need to report that. Because if you don't report it, you're going to get
Penalized.
for that, and they may send you a bill. So you need to make sure that you call the marketplace, if you went through the marketplace, the exchange, and let them know you got a better job. Or if, even better, you lost your job, and now you don't have as much of an income as you did. You may be entitled to the subsidy. So it's a lot involved.
Oh my God, it's like...
But there's, besides brokers helping people,
Right.
there's also advocates that are there to help them as well. So they can, and they will help you if you people call on the marketplace. They do help you.
So how do you promote yourself?
I do networking. I
Yeah.
have a website.
And what is that website?
It's www.workforcebenefitconsultants.com.
Wow. Say it one more time.
www.workforcebenefitconsultants.com.
Wow. I mean, it's a lot of information. It can be quite confusing and really overwhelming.
It is. It's a lot of stuff to really know. But like I said, open enrollment ends February 15th. It's starting now. If you don't get in by February 15th, you're not going to get in. Unless you had a life change, like you lost your job, you had COBRA, which COBRA is from when you had a job. And
Then it's the gap insurance,
right,
basically.
and you took your benefits from your old employer, and now that's ending, then you can come on. There are certain exceptions to the rule, but if you want to make a change, this is the time to do it. Anytime you took a plan, you didn't like the plan, you want to upgrade, you want to lower the plan, whatever it is that you want to do, this is the time to do it. If you don't want to make a change, you don't need to do nothing. And the marketplace and the carriers should be sending letters to all those people, to the individuals, to let them know as well. So they should be getting notifications. They already should have been getting notifications. And if they haven't, then they should reach out to the carrier.
You should freaking give classes.
No, thank you.
This is like science.
It's
And I know a lot of the
involved.
rules and stuff change, don't they?
Yeah, they're going to keep changing, so who knows?
How do you stay abreast of things, knowledge-wise?
Well, we get information from different places, from
Different carriers?
From the carriers, and the carriers give us information, and we get some information from the marketplace that gives us information. So we can't even keep up. You know, there's just so much to really learn and know on it.
And it's always changing.
And it's always changing. It's always changing. And, you know, then you got people who are turning 65. You know, then they have to go on Medicare. You know, so they're not eligible to go onto the marketplace. Or they're coming off their company's plan. I mean, there's so much, you know, besides just, you know, the Obamacare involved, too. You know, and these employers can't afford the rates to pay. It's expensive.
Obamacare?
No, well, Obamacare.
In general.
In general.
Before Obamacare, they're all
Right.
expensive.
The rates are very expensive for a small business owner, even a large company, but a small business owner. They can't afford it. You know, and a lot of them pick up a portion of the benefits for the employees. And it's expensive. You know, and you don't get as great a benefits as we used to get 7 years ago. The rates are a lot higher. The benefits aren't as good. They're making a lot of changes
Why is that?
to go within the marketplace. So now, you know, you got to go to age 26. You have to cover the kids for dental and vision, which we didn't have. There's all these different rules that we have to go by that, you know, they have to incorporate now, and that brings up your rates. Part of what brings up your rates. Pharmaceutical companies, the doctors' malpractice, all these things.
You do that too?
No, I do not.
That'd probably be big ticket stuff.
I wouldn't be sitting here. I'd be sitting on an island.
No, yeah, that's interesting. I'm telling you. Like, you heard the stuff that I was talking about earlier. You know, a lot of people don't think about that. I mean, you're an expert at what you do. God, I could not even attempt because it's so much stuff. You're continually in school. You really are.
Well, we have to get recertified every 2 years for our license, and then we have special certification for the marketplace. So that's another certification. So, you know, it's just a
You're
lot.
like an insurance lawyer.
No. But even it's not just even the health insurance. If someone is a property and casualty, which is your homeowners, your auto, commercial, they have to get recertified too. And there's a lot involved in that too. That I don't know about.
Really? Doesn't mean you can't. Just that.
Right, that I don't want to know.
What's your favorite stuff to do?
I like the health insurance, but life insurance and disability,
I used to do that a little bit. I was a broker for 10 years. I used to do some insurance.
wow, which is the ancillary lines. To me, everybody knows about health insurance and that they know they need it. Okay, life insurance, yeah, people kind of think they know they need it too.
Most people don't think about the end. They don't plan that far out.
Right.
They're too busy stuck in the moment.
Right, but besides life insurance, there's different types of life insurance, and some of it can help you go into retirement years and help pay for college for your kids. And disability.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of products would do that?
Well, you have whole life, in which, you know, and I take a different approach. I don't go in and just sell you a product. Some people go in and say, okay, what do you want? Term life? You want whole life? I don't do that. It takes 4 meetings before I'll even talk about a product, because I take a holistic view.
What? I'm liking this more and more.
Right.
So what do you mean a holistic view?
You have your financial world, okay? You have a lawyer you deal with, right?
Right.
You have a P&C broker, you may have an accountant, and then you have your debt. I take their debt. People have credit card debt, they have a mortgage, they may be paying for college, whatever their debt is and their finances. And I look at the whole picture and see where I can help them save money, okay? Then what we do,
Right.
okay, is we go back and we talk about what we came up with on that.
So you
And where-
devise a plan, an insurance plan.
Right. And then what we do is I may connect them to a P&C broker that says, you know what, I'll look at their policy and say you're paying too much. They want to use their own P&C broker, they can. I'll make a suggestion. I'll even call the P&C broker, because you have all these people. You have your insurance broker, like me. You have your P&C broker. You have your attorney, your accountant, but no one talks to everybody. Do you think your accountant or someone, your finance?
You do.
Right, going to call up and say, oh, hey, here, you need to buy that property or you need to dump it because of this? No, they're not going to do that.
You know, this is getting juicy. We're going to go pay some bills. We're going to be right back with Debbie Pisano, the doctor of insurance. We'll be right back.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here from Multi Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching, doing it to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi Medicine and Rehabilitation. located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
Welcome to Formula Auto Wash, where every day is a great day for a car wash. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Sundays 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Detailing packages for every budget, starting out at $29.99. 100% hand wash and detail centre. Hog's hair and microfiber brushes and mitts. Proudly using Ecolab Blue Coral soaps and waxes. Formula Auto Wash has served the community for over 30 years. Senior discounts all day, every day. Ladies' Day Wednesday, $3 off any wash. Early bird discount Monday through Thursday till 9:30 a.m. Check out our website, formulaautowash.com.
Being a fireman is more than just putting out blazes and giving kittens CPR. Sometimes my duty demands I fan the flames, like when a call comes in from a lady who needs immediate assistance. Maybe she needs help with a computer thing. Maybe she wants to go antique. Could be as simple as understanding that walking in heels it's hard. Aussi simple que l'été dernier à Paris. C'est sympa. Maybe it's ladies' night in, and she wants a simple, delicious recipe for margaritas with a twist. First, a can of limeade. Now hold on to this. You'll be using it. Side note, kittens make everything better. Next, add water. Now, a bottle of light beer. No, shh. Trust me, I'm a professional. And last, and most important, Sauza Blue Tequila. Now, mix it up. Ole. Yes, that's what I'm trained for. Whether it's to help her choose leggings or pants, telling her leggings are pants, or discussing leggings and jeggings versus pant pegging at her next ladies' night in, I'll come to the rescue. Don't call me a hero. Just call me. Let me know what time.
Welcome back to Body Shop TV. I'm your host, Body Mechanic NYC. Chella is lurking here in spirit. Chella, we love you, and we will talk to you soon. And we have Debbie Pisano. She is a, I guess, insurance all broker, right? Would that
Correct.
Is that a good way to say it?
Yes, correct.
Insurance
I'm a
all-
broker.
You're a broker. You're a broker.
Yes, I work with individuals and companies, as I said earlier.
You have a wide gamut. I mean, you have potential of clients everywhere.
Yes, I have a variety of clients.
How long ago did you start doing this?
1980, I think 88, no, 88 or 89. Now I can't even remember.
And what got you into it?
I was actually looking for a job. I came from retail, and I wanted a 9-to-5 job. And I started at the bottom, working for a carrier.
Oh, so you started out in insurance working for a carrier.
Hmm. And then 20 years I was with that carrier, and they downsized. I left, went to another carrier, left there, and decided to do this on my own.
Now, I know this is not like above the board question, but because I know that you are like, you're an independent pollinator, basically, right? So you don't have any like main ties to any specific one, but there are are there insurance companies that you prefer to work with? There's got to be.
Yeah, we do. It depends whether you're talking health, dental, like, you know.
Let's say health.
Health, well, there aren't that many carriers here.
Really?
Yeah, there aren't that many.
What are the major players in health?
Oxford,
Right.
which is United Healthcare. Most people know them as United Healthcare.
Right.
And Aetna.
That's it?
That's it.
All the rest are gone? There had to have been more at one time.
Well, there were 7.
Did they get
Some were mixed, like Oxford and United merged as one. Some of them left the small market.
well, they couldn't compete? Is that what it was?
Well, they didn't want. Once they knew the exchange was coming, they didn't want to be bothered in the small market. They wanted to maybe more concentrate on individuals. So that's what some of them did.
Right.
And some of them, unfortunately, went out, you know. And then there are 2 more carriers, but they're not compared to Aetna or Oxford because they don't have some of the hospitals, they don't have some of the doctors. Some of them are where you can only use their facilities.
Yeah.
So you can't really compare those as apple to apples.
Right.
Oxford and Aetna would be apples to apples. They're national networks. The other 2 are more localized in this area. Well, I should say there's 3.
This insurance is a very serious thing because I can tell by the look on your face.
Yeah, it's stressful.
Is it really?
It's well, you know, with all the changes, and you know, I feel bad for the people.
I mean, you know, I don't think that it's stressful for you, but I think that when people have to pay money to be protected, I think
Right.
that can be.
It's stressful.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know what it is? It's because you care.
Right.
I can tell. I mean, from the moment I saw you in the green room, I could tell. And you were talking about possibly kind of changing what you're doing and moving into a different realm of
Well,
insurance.
still doing what I'm doing, but concentrating maybe more on voluntary benefits because I find that the voluntary benefits are where a lot of people really need more help. Everybody's going to
What
get
is
the
the
health
difference?
insurance.
What is the difference?
Well, voluntary benefits would be life insurance, disability, dental, vision.
Well, life insurance is a good product for you too.
Right. Those are some of the, you know, health insurance, everybody knows about health insurance. They know they need it. Whether they take it or not, that's different. But they know they need it, you know, and you need to have health insurance. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't have it because they can't afford it. Okay? But if you go into a hospital.
It's kind of like driving your car long distance without a spare tire.
Right. Let's say you go.
I hope you don't get a flat.
You have an emergency. God forbid you get into a car accident and you had no health insurance. That could wipe you out like no tomorrow.
Have you ever seen that happen?
I've heard people have had a lot of stress. I mean, the hospitals will negotiate with you, but, you know, what they'll negotiate, it still could wipe somebody out. You know, you have no health insurance. And a lot of these younger kids, 20s, they're not taking the insurance because they feel they're young.
And they don't need it.
And
Nothing
they don't
can
need
happen.
it.
They're indestructible.
Right. And they thought on the market exchange, not just in New York, but all the states, that was what's going to happen. These kids were going to jump on to the plan, and they didn't. The people who took it, obviously, are the people who need it. And there are other people, too.
Yeah, the young people of today are very different than the young people of 30 years ago,
Right.
40 years ago.
Right.
And the young people of today, I'm not saying good, bad, or different, they have access to a lot more information.
Right.
Because of the information highway.
Right.
You know.
That is true.
You know.
And disability is another thing we talk about because most people don't think about disability. But what would happen if you got sick?
If you got
Or you got hurt?
injury where you couldn't do anything.
And you couldn't do your job. So now, how are you going to pay your mortgage? How are you going to put food on the table? How are you going to pay your utility bill? That's what the disability helps you with, while you're out. And there's...
I had my bout with that. When I was on Wall Street, I got sick in 2000, and I was out of work for 10 months.
That's a long time.
I didn't get compensated till I was back.
Right. So it depends on the type of insurance that you have, whether it's short-term,
I had Oxford.
long-term. You know, there's different types of insurance. There's a lot more involved in it you know, with the waiting periods and your occupation, you can do different things with, you know, the.
I was a broker. Let me tell you, I was a broker, and they kept denying my insurance the whole time. They didn't pay for it until I'd finished.
Yeah. So.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that
I mean,
is.
It happens.
And most people can't live off what they'll get, $170 a week from the state. Who can live off $170?
That's one lobster.
Right. You can't live off of that. So, and disability is something people don't ever think about, and it's one of the most important insurances that you need. Because if you got injured or sick, God forbid you got cancer, and you couldn't work anymore.
Did you have to go like that? No.
Well, it's reality. What if you got sick? You don't know what's going to happen. You got in a car accident, or you're hurt.
No, it happened to me. I had an autoimmune problem, and I had to take radiation. I can't even tell you. I remember lying on the floor and crying. I couldn't move. It can happen to anybody.
Right. So it's one of the most important things you can have, and it's always better to get it young, while you're young and healthy.
Like you are.
Yeah. Thank you. But because everything is based on your age, and your medical condition. So that has a lot to do with what you're going to pay in the premium.
So do you sell insurance to everybody in your family?
No.
You're not your broker for your brothers and siblings and your cousins? I would figure like your whole family would be on the Debbie plan.
No. They're not on my Debbie plan.
Do they ask you for advice?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes people ask me some questions, what they recommend. I had a friend who went through divorce and didn't know what to do, and I told her to go on to the Family Health Plus. I put her in contact with a contact I have, because that's not something I do.
Right.
Because that's through the state.
Mm-hmm.
And, they would help her. And she, didn't know what plan to pick, because there are different carriers that are with that as well. And some people just don't know what to do. So, I advise people that way. And I'm always here to help people if they have a question. Whether they, get insurance from me or not, I'll ask you the question. But if I do go through the whole process with you, I do ask, at least with the life insurance and the disability too, and you like what I have, to at least let me help you through the process. Because that's the other thing. We don't get paid. We don't get a salary. We get paid, through the carrier.
Oh, you yourself?
Yes. So,
right.
Sometimes what happens is I go somewhere, and it happens. It has in any business. You do something, you show somebody something, and they just either give it to somebody else, or they give it to their current
So it is
broker.
it is a numbers game.
It is a numbers game. A lot of people may not realize that. How we get paid.
Are you always on the road?
Always on the road.
Do you like traveling?
I don't mind.
So how do you stay so fit? Like, what do you do? How do you maintain your health?
I don't eat.
Wait a second. Folks, we're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, Debbie's going to tell us how she maintains. She did say no eating, but obviously she does. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidisciplinary practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our two offices. Thank you.
Welcome back to Body Shop TV. I'm your host, Body Mechanic NYC, and Chella is right here. You just can't see her, but she's holding me, and she has wings on. Do you see her? We're here with Debbie Pisano, right?
Yes.
And she is enlightening us about the insurance complexities. And boy, there are lots of them. I've learned a lot. I feel my head swelling for all this information. Debbie, so once again, how can people get a hold of you?
They can call me at 516-592-7387. You can email me at Debbie, D-E-B-I, at workforcebenefitsconsultants.com.
Wow, it's getting better and better each time we say it. I don't know. Debbie at the round table.
I have to be different.
But you know what? It's when you go one-on-one with clients, it's like having your own show.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
How does it feel when you do that? When you see new people?
Oh, I love seeing new people because you learn about different industries that you don't know.
When you see them all.
And I have from a pizzeria, I have doctors, I have attorneys.
Do you notice that, like, based on their profession, they're all very similar in their profession? Interesting, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I even have a manufacturer. You know, so I have all types of companies. I'm not just restricted to one type of industry.
Which one is the most difficult to deal with? Which industry?
I actually have very good clients. I don't have any client.
Girl, you are such a politician. Let me tell you, girl.
But it's the truth. I have friends who do what I do. And they get very stressed over certain clients that stress them out. But I can say every client that I have, I don't have any stress over.
Really?
Yeah, maybe during renewal time, when renewal is when they renew for the next year. They may get stressed over because they don't know what to do. But that's, the only stress is they hand me their paperwork late.
Renewal is like Christmas for you, right?
No. Well, we get paid as long as they're paying.
As long as they're on, they're like...
Right, we get...
It's like a retainer fee.
Right, we get a residual.
Yeah. So if you have like 1 million people out there, you get like 1 million pennies.
Oh, yeah, well...
I
think's a little different now.
No, but you know what I mean.
I know, but that's only on the health side and the dental and the vision. But on the life side, it works different. We don't really get residuals. We get paid one lump sum, and then it drops dramatically.
So it's basically the first hit once you sign them up.
Right.
Right, and then it trails off.
Right.
Wow.
But there's a lot more involved in life insurance than there is on the other side of the insurance.
So if you had to do one product, what would you do? If you can only do one product. Let's say the industry changed, you can only do one product. What would you do?
Well, I came from...
And what industry?
Well, I came from the dental side
Yeah.
of that. So I'd probably maybe go back to that. I don't know, but I like the disability because dental, I'm not really helping people. I mean, you are to a point, but it's,
Isn't dentistry important?
it is important because that is...
Jesus, the root canal costs $2,000.
Well, dental, if you have an infection, that could go through your whole body.
Surgery.
Right. But that, I don't feel that people really
Think about that.
think about that. What I feel, disability and life insurance really is what's a key to people's lives.
Yeah, the
'Cause-
dentistry can knock you out the box.
I just had a friend.
What is your son drinking?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
What does he do?
I think he's drinking like Diet Pepsi or something.
He doesn't usually drink soda.
Oh, maybe some wine. Your husband's like, oh, never mind. So,
I lost my train of
oh,
thought.
sorry.
You distracted
I
me.
know, because I'm talking about your baby.
What was I talking about? Oh, yes, now I remember.
Keep me focused, girl.
Okay. Jeez. I had a friend. I have a friend, I should say.
Right.
And her brother just passed away suddenly. And they were starting to, she does life insurance, and they were starting the process to get him insurance, but never completed it. He
Wow,
has
so it's like he
life
had no insurance.
No insurance.
Oh my gosh.
Okay? Because he didn't even sign the paperwork yet.
Oh my gosh, that's
Okay?
terrible.
So now people don't think about that. Okay? How would your family survive if you have a family with children? Okay? And you have a mortgage? How would your spouse be able to pay for the mortgage, overhead, and food on the table? People don't think about that.
Yeah.
They really don't. And if you can't afford it and you're young, I suggest get term insurance because you can always convert the term insurance to permanent insurance.
You always
down the
have an
road.
option down the road, right?
Right. At least get something, for God forbid something happens.
So you have something to play with.
And there's a few carriers that now, if you purchase the permanent insurance, they have a rider where you can get long-term care insurance. And what that is God forbid you get sick. You don't have to be old. It could be something that you need to go
No,
into.
I know that because it happened to me when I was in my late 30s.
Right, you need some kind of assistance. And if you don't use the long-term care, then you get all the money that you have on the life side. But if you use, you're allowed to use, depending on the carrier,
Right.
that this varies,
Uh-huh.
maybe 50% to 75% of that for long-term care. But if you don't use it, then that full amount that you took out, say 100,000,
Right.
that's what you'll get at, age 95 or 99, depending on the policy.
99.
Yeah.
Well, the current rate,
Well-
most people are not going to live that long.
Well-
I mean, unless I have something to do with it.
To be honest, a lot of people are outliving the
Yeah.
money.
Yes,
And that's the other thing. I can show you how
to extend that.
to extend that. And that's the other thing, like I was saying earlier, with the holistic view.
Approach.
Right. Taking that and also working with your center of influence, who's in your life. Your PNC broker, your accountant, your attorney. And the other thing is, most people don't have wills. I can't tell you how many of my friends don't have wills.
I don't have one.
And
Because I'm going to live like 200.
you really should, even if it's just a basic
250.
will, just something basic. And that's another...
But like my bicycle to go to my best friend.
Right. Whatever it may be. But if you have children, because otherwise the state's going to tell you where the money's going, and that may not be where you want it to go,
Yeah, that's true.
even if it's just basic.
Oh my gosh. This is like,
So there's a lot of different
There-
things that
there are
are...
so many people who need to know what you have to put out there. I never thought about, I didn't think it was that so many different intricacies.
Well, it's just more than just health insurance.
Right, like I said, it's every, it covers, it covers
there's
every aspect.
and I'm not a financial planner.
No, but you're very close.
No, I'm not.
I mean, you don't do the, like
I don't do the
portfolio style,
right. I
the
don't do that. I
401k,
don't
stuff
manage.
like that.
But I do work with people who do that. So
Right.
if someone really needs somebody, they don't like who they have, I can always refer them to somebody. I work with a lot of different people that we work off of each other. I work with people who do Medicare. I don't do Medicare, but I refer them to the Medicare specialist. That's, a whole nother avenue in itself too.
Right.
People who need Child Health or Family Health Plus, we don't do that. Okay, but I can assist them to get somebody because I know people who do that. So you can't do everything,
Right.
and you can't be a specialist in everything because if you are, you're not going to be an expert in your field.
Well, what you could do is you can connect them with the things that they need.
Right.
So,
And that's what I try to do.
so check this out. I mean, there are a lot of people who freelance like yourself. And you happen to do a great job because you look fabulous. How do you stay healthy on the run? What do you do?
I told you I don't eat.
How do you do that?
No, I work out. I try to work out. I bought these great tapes that I love.
Yeah.
And I work out from home. Because I was going to the gyms. Classes weren't working in my schedule.
Oh, they worked against your schedule. So.
Right. They weren't working in my schedule. Or they dropped the classes that I loved and they never replaced
Where
them.
were you taking classes?
LA Fitness.
LA Fitness?
Right.
That's a nice gym.
It's a nice gym.
It's massive.
It's a nice gym, but the classes never worked with my schedule, and they took away a lot of my classes, and they never replaced. I guess the instructor left.
Right.
Whatever happened.
What kind of stuff did you do when you worked out?
I did the kickboxing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
not
okay.
real kickboxing.
Oh, no. Make a fist for me. Let me see. Oh, my God.
Give you a right hook.
Well, folks, Chella and I are hosting our holiday Touch Sensorium. It's going to be on December 15th from 7 to 10 p.m. At Awesome Jack's Organic Bistro in Hicksville. We invite all our guests, Madhouse TV hosts, family, friends. It's going to be free. That is December 15th from 7 to 10 at Jack's Organic Bistro in Hicksville. Free. Did I say free? Yes, free to all of our family. And we're going to go to commercial now. When I come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the balance of your body and things you need to do in the upcoming holidays. And Debbie, thank you so much for being on Body Shop TV. And you have just been a plethora of information. And I hope that we sparked a lot of interest out there because people don't know about this.
Oh.
They don't know about it until it's too late.
Right. That is true. And
know?
too late, there's nothing you can do.
Nothing.
So
no options.
act before it's too late. That's the bottom line.
Right. Holistic view. Yep. Keep that spare tire in the back because you never know what kind of spikes are in the road.
That's it. Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back. Thank you, Debbie, so much.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching, doing it to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com. My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching, doing it to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
Folks, welcome back to Body Shop TV. I'm your host, Body Mechanic NYC. And like I said, Chella, we miss you. Chella will be back next week. And we are hosting our Body Shop Touch Sensorium Holiday Party. It's going to be on December 15th from 7 to 10 p.m. at Awesome Jack's Organic Bistro in Hicksville. If you go to our website, bodyshopenterprises.com, it will connect you to all the other things that we do with Body Shop. I am truly excited about it. We have organic juicing. We're going to have a couple of other practitioners. And you better stop with that. Was that White Castle? Oh, my God, you are killing me, folks. She's killing me with that White Castle. Once again, Body Shop, Holiday, Touch Sensorium, Jack's Bistro in Hicksville, December 15th from 7 to 10 p.m. You don't have to get there at 7. Just come, bring your family members, get your rub on, get some awesome, awesome food. Really, I mean, just incredible. I'm so excited about it. Folks, before we kind of segued into the insurance portion of it, I was talking about sugar. This is something that is a huge pet peeve of mine. And the reason why, because it is a thing that basically has dismantled my family as a culture. Sugar is something that we knew nothing about. I myself, when I was growing up, I was an athlete in college. In the military, I played sports. I knew a little bit about foods, but never ever really got my full potential because I'd never really understood the importance of food until now in my, in the middle of my journey, as per se. But I can tell you, I had a bunch of health conditions, and when I started drinking more water, started accessing proper minerals and proper digestion, like I'll give you an example, a lot of things that people do that they don't know that affects how they process food in their body. Like a lot of people, I mean, when you go out to eat, you know, they come to the table, there's condiments on the table, there's bread, there's butter, sometimes there's olive oil. But one of the things that we do is we all drink and eat. And believe it or not, when you actually consume beverages when you drink, when you eat, it hinders the digestion process. It really does. It slows it down. It delays gastric emptying. And also, it decreases the amount of volume in your stomach that you have for usable nutrients. So, and if you have to drink when you are eating, you are chronically dehydrated before you even start. It is important for you to consume water, and I'll say water because that's the only thing that I really like to drink, other than, say, my coconut water, which is from nature. And my other herbal concoctions like different types of mushrooms. But what happens is when you consume water 30 to 45 minutes prior to consuming food, it actually prepares your intestinal tract to handle hydrochloric acid. It actually coats the lining of your stomach. If you have issues with if you have ulcers, if you have acid reflux, a lot of times those are issues with not being properly hydrated or your actual digestive tract not being prepped to handle digestion. So you'll find that a lot of issues will start to diminish when you actually consume liquid half an hour, 45 minutes prior to eating, and then not consuming any liquid beverages until an hour afterwards. You'll find a lot of things will change in how the body functions. And here's another interesting thing that a lot of people don't talk about. A lot of the problems that we have with our bodies, like a lot of us are mineral deficient or deficient in nutrients. And understand this, in order for you to actually get the nutrients into your cells on a cellular level, you actually have to be able to dismantle and break down the food in your stomach. If you're not breaking it down in your stomach properly, it's not getting to your cells. That's actually malnutrition. It's really simple. So by consuming liquid prior to half hour, 45 minutes, and then hour afterwards will supercharge your digestive system. After a few days, you'll start to notice a difference. I started this almost 4 years ago, and my health went to the moon. And one of the other things I want to mention is that the sugar issue. And I don't know how to nail this home. And this is something that I should talk about all the time. Sugar, 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 sugar is bad. Bad, bad, bad. Contrary to popular belief. And this is what's interesting about the sugar industry. The nutritional guidelines for consumption of sugar in the U.S. says that it's okay to consume 300 grams of sugar per day. Did I say that right? 300 grams of sugar per day. Guess what that is in the volume? That is this cup right here, full of sugar, and half of this cup. That's what 300 grams of sugar is. Like I said before at the beginning of the program, at any given time in your system, you have less than 1 teaspoon of sugar in your blood. So how does 1.5 cups of sugar supposed to be good for you? That is it. That's the sugar consumption. That's the size of the cup. 300 grams. Let me tell you something. When you go back hundreds of years ago, hunters and gatherers did not consume sugar. The pancreas did not function as an emergency organ. And right now, we have people coming down with pancreatic cancer, pancreatitis, which is inflammation of the pancreas. We look at various indigenous cultures where their pancreases are enlarged in size, almost 30%. People have enlarged livers. There are a lot of people walking around. Don't be fooled by the circumference of a body. Just because a body is not robust and big does not mean that it is not healthy. There are a lot of people walking around who are thin, who have enlarged livers that are loaded with fat. Absolutely. There are thin people who get amputations just as much as big folks who consume these sugars. Don't be fooled by the external signs. The type of sugar, if you're getting sugar from a piece of fruit, is very different than consuming sugar, say, adding it in. Understand this, if your child is doing that, they are altering their life and the chemistry of their body forever. Even their ability to concentrate becomes compromised with just a small amount of sugar. Folks, I talk this way because I was one of those folks who went through the sugar mill. I went through my own condition. I was horizontal for a month and a half. I was 292 pounds. And after I went through that, I said enough was enough. I decided to take my journey and learn about what works well for the body, what keeps it working optimally. And this is one of the portions of the reasons why we have the show, is to put this information out there. Because knowledge is power. And power gives you options. It's not even so much about the power. It's having the ability to make an educated decision or a choice about something that's going to affect your health in a positive way for a very long time. And also to be a beacon. And like I said, you can question everything that I say, but I can tell you all this information is public information. Just take the time to learn. If you are a parent, and if you're about to be a parent and you're bringing a newborn into the world, understand how precious the milk that you produce to feed that child is. Man cannot make anything that is better than what nature has already put here. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. All we have to do is make sure that the wheel keeps turning. Chell and I have embarked upon many, many new things that are coming on the horizon, so I'm really excited about the future. We started a new program called Heavenly Bodies, where we'll be going into churches and providing wellness information, exercising, touch therapy, and we're about to launch that in the next couple of weeks. We host monthly touch sensoriums where we offer free massage to the general population. We have other wellness practitioners that have partnered with us, and the family is growing. For those of you who've never been touched before, let me tell you something. Touch is needed from the very first day you enter this planet until your final moments. It reconnects you with your body and allows you to be present. There's nothing like touch. When you're afraid of it, something seriously needs to be considered. Because there were things that happened many, many years ago where babies were in orphanages, and they found that after a certain amount of time, the babies were dying because without touch, your brain cannot connect with the rest of your body. It's important. If you find the majority of your day that you're not present, then you're not living. Don't put your life on hold. Remember, always take an opportunity every day, whether it's 30 seconds or a minute, to kind of smell the roses, as per se. Notice where you are. Notice your environment. Notice the people around you. Because those are the things that you remember. Those are the things that your body remembers. You know, when you go back, you think about your mind and things that stand out, they're always the things that you were present. It's something that reaches a certain threshold of pain or pleasure. And that's what being present allows you to do. So one of the things that are really important, folks, keep that body hydrated, minimize the sugar. If at all, cut the sugar out. I know I sound like a caveman, but I'm telling you, if you want to enjoy your life and live it in a huge sweet spot, take the sugar, leave it on the shelf, keep it out of your body. And more importantly, Holiday Touch Sensorium, December 15th or 17th. It's on our website. And yes, it's the 15th. It's from 7 to 10 at Jack's Bistro. Chell and I will be there with our family, free veggie juicing, foods. It is going to be a blast, and it is Free. You can't beat that. I hope that there's standing room only and the line is down the road, because what we bring is what everyone needs, and that's how we do it. Folks, I'm your host, half of the host, Body Mechanic NYC, just trying to bring out what most people are not aware of, because at the end of the day, take this information, share it with your family members, share it with your children, share it. Well, if you see an enemy you don't like, even share it with them. If you don't, you don't have to. But the deal is, knowledge is power. The more you know, the more options you have. That's really the bottom line. Is that it? What else do we have? Touch Sensorium, Heavenly Bodies. Oh, another thing. We did our, what did we do? We had our scholarship fund a few weeks ago. And let me tell you something. Chella and I decided about 9-10 months ago to start highlighting young entrepreneurs. And to be honest with you, it was such a brilliant idea by Chella, because if we don't invest in our youth, the future seems kind of bleak. We had 7 young professionals that are going into the world, and they're all going to make a difference and have an impact on our society. And I'm honored to have had them on our show and to honor them, and hopefully we'll have many more situations like that. So folks, spread the word. This is Buy Shop TV every Saturday from 2 to 4. We love you. Drink lots of water, no sugar, and we will see you next week, and also at the Holiday Touch Sensorium on the 15th. I'm the Body Mechanic, and I love you. Bye-bye.